Hello everyone. I'm going to talk about nutrition IC material. We have created this really nice IC material for many of these important nutrients. When you show these charts to mothers or families or anybody that you know, they get so much of knowledge. And for this, I really kind of thank Dr. Ratna Thar and Dipali. Both of them are nutritionists. Dr. Ratna Thar, she's a PhD nutrition scientist, and without their help, we would not have been able to make these charts. So, starting with protein, one of the most important nutrient. Here we have shown vegetarian source of protein. Of course, you want to make sure that vegetarians they get some amount of first class protein. First class protein means complete protein. They have all 9 essential amino acids and it's easy to absorb. Okay, fully biologically available. So you have your milk and milk products. Very important for all the mothers, adolescent girls, boys, pre-pregnant mothers. Also important for pregnant and lactating mothers and children about 2 years of age, especially milk. We don't recommend milk under 2 years of age because mothers are giving their own breast milk. But if after, obviously you want to continue breast milk as long as possible. But if children they get wind of breast milk after 2 years of age, you can start cow's milk, full fat. Make sure that you don't remove fat for any age. Curd should be again with full fat. Cottage cheese. A lot of this other protein-rich foods are your beans, your soya, pulses. Okay, make sure to sprout them. Groundnut, millets. Your seeds are high in your protein. Groundnut, of course, as I mentioned. Try to make nut and seed powder because obviously children they don't bite on it. You don't want to give it to young children, so you can make a powder, roast it and make a powder, and you can store it in the fridge for a week or so. Okay. Some of these French beans, they also high in protein. Drumstick leaves and powders, dry leafy vegetables. Those also, almost 100 grams of leafy spinach has almost 3 grams of protein. So if you dry it, it will become really small amount. It's a concentrated form. So they are also high in proteins. Okay. Another one is your protein-rich non-vegetarian recipe. So here is some of the sources of non-veg sources. Your eggs, organ meat, mutton, chicken, fish, your fish eggs. Whereas seafood, very good, excellent source of protein, very highly biologically available. Important that if mother is non-vegetarian or anybody in the family is non-vegetarian, to start babies on non-veg food, because those babies have will get all the nutrients which are required. They have very high type 2 nutrients beside type 1 nutrient. Also type 2 is very, very high. Okay. One thing you want to remember, that vegetarian source, the bioavailability is not as good as non-veg protein. So if you're giving vegetarian source of protein to children, you will have to increase the amount of protein, okay, from food, because bioavailability is not 100%. Bioavailability means the amount that get absorbed. Folate is really good, important, as you know. Folic acid is the chemical form. Folate is the form which comes from food. Want to give it definitely to girls, to all age groups, very important, specifically for pre-pregnant and pregnant mothers. Food sources, your non-veg food. Again, as I want you to write down in your diary which food is coming again and again and again, because if those foods have so many nutrients in those foods, those are superfoods, so you want to just make sure that child gets, or anybody gets those food on a day-to-day basis. They'll get a lot of other nutrients also. Your fish is high in folate. Your, again, sprouts, leafy vegetables are high in folate. Some of the fruits are also high in folate. Kidney beans are high in folate. Okay, so you want to make sure that you give folate to all age groups. Okay, calcium. Of course, for babies who are exclusively breastfed under 6 months, you feed to the mother, and all that nutrient will come to baby in the form of milk. So milk will be rich in all this type of nutrients. Calcium, as you know, dairy products, your non-veg food like crabs and dry fish. Leafy vegetables are high in protein, calcium. Then your soya bean, soya chunk. Finger millets are high. Your sprouts and your gingerly seeds. So your seeds are very high in calcium, okay, especially your sesame seeds. Make sure you roast them so that your oxalates go down. I also recommend to kind of cook all these green leafy vegetables. Oxalates are high in green leafy vegetables, so you want to, once you cook it, the oxalate level goes down. Otherwise, the risk of kidney stones are high, okay. You can also take some amount of dahi with those leafy vegetables. That will reduce the oxalate levels. Iron, we all are iron deficient. In India specifically, most of us are iron deficient, especially children and women between 19 to 45 years of age. The best source of iron is liver, there's no doubt. Any red meat, eggs, fish. Some of the vegetarian source of iron, although bioavailability is poor in vegetarian source, but nevertheless, you have your leafy vegetables, beans, soya chunk. Again, soya chunk is coming again and again. Horse gram, whole lentils. Some of this, your millets, amaranth seeds, pearl millet, garden cress seeds, and turmeric powder. Okay, you want to make sure that when you have iron, you have vitamin C with it. So any food which is high in vitamin C, you can have it with iron. Magnesium, these are the food which are high in magnesium. As you can see, our non-veg source is very poor. Okay, so if you're giving non-veg food to children, or if you're eating non-veg food, make sure that you eat, you put a lot of this vegetarian food in that non-veg, or you eat with it, so that you get enough magnesium. Okay, so you're, again, leafy vegetables. See how important these leafy vegetables are. It has come in all your type 2 nutrients and type 1 nutrient as well, right? Your water chestnuts, again, your sprouts are coming in all the so far that we have seen. Cowpeas is important. Your buckwheat, kuttu, that's really important. In fact, I had gone to Chhattisgarh in Jashpur, and they had huge amount of buckwheat agriculture over there. So I saw that firsthand. Your mixed seeds, high in magnesium, and your ragi millet. Okay, so that's your magnesium. Magnesium is important again for cramps. If you're getting headaches, if you get body ache, or if you have difficulty sleeping, eating magnesium rich food in the evening will definitely help. Okay, phosphorus, again, your non-veg food, leafy vegetable, dairy products, millets, your dals, sprouts, and your amaranth seeds. Okay, so that's your phosphorus, important for bones, for teeth. Okay, potassium is again, you can see that hardly any non-veg source of potassium. Very high in leafy vegetables. Potato has some amount of potassium. Yam, kidney beans, all your beans are high in potassium. Some of the fruits are also high in potassium. Guava, banana, jackfruit. Okay, try to have your raw banana, because raw banana will give you good amount of potassium. At the same time, your sugar level will, sugar in raw banana is much lower. Okay, so you can try that. Zinc is, again, all non-veg foods are high in zinc. Leafy vegetables, your beans, your sprouts, the dals, sesame seeds are high in zinc. Seeds are high in zinc. Pearl millet. Okay, then you have your vitamin C. Vitamin C is, again, as I told you, you need vitamin C for your food which is high in iron, especially non-heme iron will require vitamin C for absorption. Okay, so opt for vitamin C rich fruits, but the ones which are low on sugar, okay, because we don't want to increase blood glucose level as well. Lemon water with salt, amazing. I drink it all the time. A lot of your leafy vegetables. Vitamin C is quite labile, so you want to make sure that you understand. Try to have, lemon is good because you don't heat it up, so vitamin C will not get destroyed. Okay, Aula, especially in winter season, you can have Aula Chyawanprash without sugar. Here use your vitamin A. All your rich, like liver is extremely rich in vitamin A. It has retinol. Similarly, eggs, so very good bioavailable vitamin A. Your vegetarian food has more of a carotenoid, less bioavailable. Okay, and it has to go through conversion from carotenoid to your retinol. And some of your tomatoes, carrots, some of the fruits are high in vitamin A. Sprouts, your moong, leafy powders are high in vitamin A. Okay, so green leafy vegetables and orange vegetables and fruits. Omega-3 fatty acids, my focus is really DHA and APA. So have food which are high in DHA, APA. If you're not taking fish, then you can try those capsule fish oil. I do recommend it. Some source available in vegetarian sources, but those are mainly in the form of ALA, and those ALA's conversion rate to DHAP is very, very low. Okay, just maybe hardly 4 to 6%. So DHA would definitely lack in your mothers or children who are eating only vegetarian foods. Methionine, this is a sulfated amino acids. Again, I spoke about, we have a tutorial on sulfur, so you must have learned about methionine and cysteine. Methionine is one nutrient which is lacking in pulses. So here you will not see pulses, right? Which foods are high in methionine? Your dairy products, your lamb, your mutton, eggs, chicken. So all your non-veg foods are high in methionine. Onion, your prawns, sweet potatoes, leafy vegetables, bitter gourd, scarlet beans, those are high in methionine. If you're vegetarian, I would definitely have 2 to 3 servings of dairy, okay, to have your methionine. Cysteine is important. Again, in sulfur, you must have heard about glutathione and your NAC, N-acetylcysteine, extremely important for immunity and for detoxification also, especially glutathione. Okay. Also, these are sulfur-rich amino acids. This is amino acid, so it's very high in sulfur. Important for anything which has keratin. Okay. So your forehead, your skin, your eyes, it's all keratinized tissue. So you want to make sure that you have enough cysteine and methionine. Okay, because keratin is you require sulfur to make those keratin. As you can see, this all the food, again, dairy products, very important. Then you have for healthy skin. So if you want healthy skin, these are all the food products that you want to have. Eggs, as you can see, eggs have come in pretty much all the charts, even dairy products, even your beans, except for methionine. So include this kind of food on a day-to-day basis, so that you will get much better skin. Okay. Of course, non-veg is always there. Healthy hair, again, we have included food which is high in sulfur for keratin. Protein, those are important. Okay. So again, your mushrooms, garlic, leafy vegetables, have your peanuts, sesame seeds. We have created powder on peanut and sesame seed. You can use it in your diet. Okay. And then non-veg, there is no doubt. Here we have healthy, I think I've already gone through healthy skin. Here is appetite increasing food. So this are, again, we have included food which are high in type 2 nutrient that will improve appetite in children because they start growing, and then when they increase in growth, you want to give them food which are high in type 1, type 2 nutrient. So don't give them junk food. So here again, your non-veg food, dahi, your green leafy vegetables, seeds and nuts, and your dals and your millet. Okay, so basically all the food groups are there. These are all food groups that you can think of. Okay. Vitamin B12, as I mentioned, mainly available in non-veg food. Okay. Dairy may have some amount. Sprout moth beans, homemade pickle and dried kokum will have some amount of B12. But if you're vegetarian, then I would recommend to check your B12 on a regular basis every 3 months or so. Because B12 will give you some symptoms. Deficiency will give you symptoms of anemia or neuropathy, or just a lot of issues with the central nervous system and peripheral nervous system. Here is your choline, important. B12, choline, and your folate is important for neural tube development. Choline deficiency can also cause fatty liver. Okay, so make sure, very important for pregnant mothers, tell her to have choline. Is a very egg is a very good source of choline actually. So she can have eggs. Fish is good source. Liver, of course. Cauliflower is another very good source of choline. Okay, your mushrooms and your sprouts and green leafy vegetables, and also your coriander powder. So your coriander powder is it's high in choline. Seeds is many people, they buy fruits and vegetables, but they will throw away the seeds. Like for example, a pumpkin. So I tell them, I just joke around with them and I say that you can throw away the pumpkin but keep the seeds. Seeds are much more nutritious, So this is important. Your pumpkin seeds, sunflower seeds, musk and melon seeds, watermelon seeds. It's all the different kind of seeds. Okay, so you either can make it as a mouth freshener, okay, or you can make a powder, roast it, make a powder and put it in your diet. Give it to children 3 months, 6 months, children above 6 months of age. Those children will do really well. This is just wanted to show you consistency of complementary feeding. Look at how thick it is. Even spinach puree and carrot puree, you want to have this kind of thick puree when you give complementary feeding. Okay, so again, these are some of the charts that are created by Dr. Ratna. What we have done, we have taken non-veg pregnant mothers and vegetarian pregnant mothers, and even in vegetarian we have divided into pure vegetarian, so like no lacto, like even vegan mothers, mothers with only dairy, or mothers with dairy and eggs. Okay, so we have divided into different categories, so you know exactly how much to offer. Okay, so here what we have done is we have given that what is the size of the cup. Okay, what is the size of small fruit, what is one handful, one bowl, 1 tablespoon, 1 teaspoon. Okay, so ghee butter oil, this is your ghee butter oil, 30 gram, and that is 30 grams, about 6 teaspoons. So your teaspoon size is 5 ml. Okay, sugar, jaggery, honey, try not to have it as much as possible. If you want it, just not more than 15 grams. Okay, so not much sugar and jaggery. Nuts and dry fruits, about 60 grams of nuts, and dry fruits about 5 grams. Okay, so raisins. Spices and oil seeds, so like sesame seed and all those, all those seeds you can have 20 gram. Lentils and beans, you can have up to 30 grams. Okay, when you cook 30 grams of lentils, it will become like almost half a bowl. It will become about 100 grams cooked. Chicken, fish, meat, because this is non-vegetarian mother, so about 70 grams of chicken, mutton. As you know that 100 grams of chicken or mutton will give you 20 grams. Eggs, here we have recommended about 2 eggs. How much milk product? About 300 ml of milk products, and then other things. So here you can go according to what we have recommended. Okay, and then here is like in a portion size. Okay, and you can mother will get about 77 grams of protein. Okay, non-vegetarian mother. This is about lacto-vegetarian. So these are the vegetarian mothers who get egg as well as your dairy. Okay, so here we have shown how you will be able to give 75 grams of protein with this kind of diet. This is a mother who is only lacto-vegetarian, not eggs. So when you don't have eggs, and we have increased the amount of protein, we have increased the amount of milk. Okay, and we also increase the amount of pulses, because these mothers will need support for for protein. Here the similar charts for lactating mothers also. So again, you can go through it, and we have shown that how much does this lactating mothers need, vegetarian and non-vegetarian. Okay, so these are some of the charts over there. Okay, so this is your complementary feeding. You can show it to mother. The first group is breastfeeding, and then you can see subsequently. I've already taken the session on this, but it's important to kind of show this IC material. It should be A3 size, very good printout, lamination. Okay, here these are complementary feeding charts. So here we have shown for 6 months how much should be daily intake: 4 tablespoons in the morning, 4 tablespoons at night. Okay, and here you have your one bowl, 240 ml. So at 7 months it'll be half a bowl, 3 times a day minimum. Here we have shown to continue mother's milk and to cook food in mother's milk. Okay, so she can express milk and she can use that for cooking. So that way subsequently your quantity goes up, your frequency also goes up. Okay, until by the time baby is 1 year old, baby start eating table food. Okay, so you don't need to make anything separate. Okay, and this is the consistency of babies when they start complementary feeding. Again, last chart. Here we have shown different powder recipes that you can show mothers. This are all the snacks that babies can have. Some of the cooking techniques. Okay, your peanut and your carrots. This are all the food groups, and this is what not to give. Now, peanut and carrot, you don't want to give it to babies because they will choke. It's very hard. Okay, so just make sure that you don't give anything which is hard. And here this are junk food. Absolutely no junk food to children or even adults. Very high in high fructose corn syrup, very high in sugar, can cause a lot of problems. Okay, so this was the last chart, and here I'm going to end. And definitely do take a printout. We have it in Hindi, we have it in Marathi, Gujarati we are working on, but do make the chart for this for your clinic or wherever you work. Okay, thank you.